Hi, I'm Davina Ketson, an intuitive holistic therapist who specialises in EFT, emotional freedom technique, or tapping as it is also called, and other holistic therapies including crystal healing and crystal therapies. I wanted to make a quick EFT video really around trauma because I think it's prevalent in the world right now. I think that many in 2021, many of us are struggling with mild. There's not really, I don't think it's something that we should be referring to as mild trauma, but as in is things that are occurring now that are causing us to feel traumatized as opposed to past traumas. But this will also help with anyone who is struggling generally with experiences of trauma of various types. So I just wanted to do a little bit of a tapping video about it and see how it goes. So if you've not come across EFT before, you can find an EFT, what is EFT video on my YouTube channel entitled What is EFT, to find a little bit more information about it, and it also describes the tapping points, but I will go through them very briefly now. So we start by tapping on the side of the hand, then we do the eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, the chin, the collarbone. You can do either side of these ones or you can do both together. It doesn't really matter, you can just do one. Under the arm, just 2-3 inches below the armpit. The wrists, you can do again separately or together. I like to do them together, as it was one of the ways I was taught. And then the top of the head. It doesn't matter if you miss points out, do points extra. I don't tend to refer to the points as I'm going through the tapping because I channel the tapping through intuitively. So once I start with the eyebrow point, I don't often go back and refer to the points. So if I pause to allow you to say what I've said, then that's when I've moved on to a new tapping point, generally speaking. So the first thing we're going to do is just take a moment just to feel into where you are right now in your body. Take a nice deep breath in and let a big sigh out if you can. Just sigh all the energy that's pent up in your body right now. Sigh it out. And take another deep breath in. And do the same again. Let it out and just think about your experiences that you're struggling with right now and give them a number between 1 and 10, where it's 1 is, well, you probably wouldn't be here doing this tapping if it's 1, unless you're doing this tapping as a matter of keeping up with maintenance, maintaining. It just was not coming. Maintaining. If you're maintaining a state that you've already got yourself into, of lowering and reducing that number. And 10 is where you're really struggling right now. You're feeling anxious, maybe suffering panic attacks, really struggling with your experiences or your experience or whatever it is that's brought you here to do this tapping today. So you're going to pick a number between 1 and 10. Use that number. You might want to pause the video and write down the things I'm going to ask you to make a note of. So now, while you've got your eyes closed and you're just sinking into your sit bones, where you are right now, just think of what emotion comes up when you are thinking of that number. What emotion is prevalent for you in this moment, and make a note of that. And then as you take another deep breath in, can you feel somewhere in your body that energy gets stuck? Somewhere that maybe tightens, somewhere that you get pain, somewhere that significantly springs to mind as being a point where you feel the trauma or the worry or the situation that has brought you here to look for this video today. So just thinking and focusing on that part right now, just feel into all of the things that come up for you around whatever issue it is that you're here to tap around. EFT works best when you are specific to your situation and the reason for your visiting and doing some EFT. So use your number, use your body part. If I say something like this traumatic situation, be specific and name it. The more that you are specific, the more that you give energy to the feelings that you're feeling right now, the easier it is for the energy in the body to clear it out and let it go, so that you can feel a little bit more peace, a little bit more calm, and a little bit more free from whatever the anxiety or the feelings that have come up for you that causing the panic attacks or the anxiety or the worry, the concern. Okay, so we will jump in and start and do a little round of tapping for helping to release some trauma. Take full responsibility for yourself and your own well-being as you go through this. You are entirely responsible for the way that this gets to work for you. So start here with the karate chop point, we call it, on the side of the hand. Don't know what happened to my light. Even though I have all this guilt around feeling that I brought trauma upon myself, even though I have all this guilt for feeling so bad, for feeling like I can't cope with life, for feeling like the trauma that I feel isn't actually worth feeling, for feeling like it's all my fault. I feel it in my stomach, I feel it in my solar plexus, I feel it all across my abdomen. All of these feelings of guilt, these feelings of worry, these feelings of not being good enough, to just let it go and to just move on. But right now in this moment, I choose to accept my situation, and I choose to honour and respect myself. Even though these feelings of trauma have been with me for some time now, and I'm struggling with the guilt and with the pain. I feel it in my stomach, I feel it in my chest, and it makes me feel like I can't cope with life. Sometimes I'm not sure how I can carry on, even though I know I must. I choose in this moment to accept how I feel, to know that I'm safe, and to honour myself and my feelings. Even though this trauma that I feel in my body, that I feel in my stomach, I feel in my chest, this level 9 feeling of anxiety and guilt and worry and trauma, I choose to accept how I feel and to honour where I am right now. I feel so guilty. I feel so guilty because I'm sure there's people suffering more than me. And yet here I am, sometimes not able to function, sometimes not able to carry on, sometimes not sure how that I even want to carry on. I feel so guilty that I'm even considering that what I feel is worth the feelings it creates, the panic attacks, the feelings of anxiety, all of them. I feel like I'm not worthy to feel so bad. Like my trauma's not the worst. There's people who have it worse. So why am I feeling like I can't carry on? But that trauma is mine. That trauma is mine. It's mine to feel. And maybe I'm allowed to feel it. I'm allowed to feel it. I'm allowed to feel it. And I'm allowed to feel all the feelings that come up associated with it. The emotions that I feel right now, the guilt that I feel, the shame that I feel, the physical pain that I feel. I'm okay to feel all that right now. Because this is my body. I get to choose how I feel. And I'm allowed to feel how I feel. I'm allowed to feel how I feel. I'm allowed to feel how I feel. And I've been denying myself that. I've been denying myself the right to feel upset. The right to feel angry. The right to feel. The right to feel. It's my right to feel however I want to feel. About all the things surrounding this trauma I've held inside. And by getting to feel it and allow it to be felt, that's how I get to move it on. It's time to accept how I feel. Accept my situation right now in this moment, so that then I can move on. So just take a nice deep breath there and just check in with how you're feeling right now. That number that you picked up before, what number is that feeling at now? So if you need to close your eyes and take a deep breath and just feel where that number is feeling right now. Is there another body part that springs to mind? Or how is the part that you were feeling it in before? How is that feeling right now? And what emotions are coming up for you now? Any different emotions? How are the emotions that you were feeling before feeling? Just check in with all of them right now. If that number is still a high number, you might want to go back and redo that round of tapping. If that number's dropped down to sort of like a mid-range number now and you're feeling a little bit better, then move on, and we're just going to do one more short round just to try and integrate some of those feelings so that we can then find something that feels a little bit better. So we're just going to start with the eyebrow point here and just carry on and move through. Starting with the eyebrow. It's okay and safe for me to feel these feelings. It's okay and safe for me to feel these feelings. This anger and guilt. This anger and guilt. It's okay for me to be feeling them. And then I get to move on. I get to choose something that feels better. I get to choose something that feels better. I get to choose something that feels better. It's okay to accept how I feel. It's okay to accept how I feel. That I feel like I was deeply affected, or that I am deeply affected. A situation that brought me to feeling the trauma, the panic, the anxiety. It's okay to have felt that way. I get to free those feelings and free those emotions. I get to feel it so that I can move on. And now I can feel a little bit of hope, a little bit of relief. I can get to feel better. I get to see ways that now can come to me that can help me feel better. When I breathe through the feelings of the guilt and the shame, when I breathe through and accept those feelings, it allows my energy system and my body and my mind to move on, to open up to ideas and to ways that may be available to me to let go even more and to move into more peace and more understanding of my own self, so that I can find a better place and a better way to feel. Take a nice deep breath there. Check in with your body, with how you feel, what emotions are coming up for you right now. It might be a good idea to go away and write out some of the things that you've felt. Again, another way to express those emotions and those feelings so that you can truly, truly move them through. And eventually, ultimately, the goal is let them go altogether so that you can find more peace, more joy, more contentment and happiness in your day-to-day, moment-to-moment life. Thank you for watching. Let me know how that resonates with you, how you feel following that. And don't forget to like, subscribe,